time for my debrief from the big sew-off 24-hour sewathon. Hello and welcome to Blossom Sandwich Sews. My name is Yvette and today's video is going to be about my experience of joining in with the Big Sew-Off, which is a charity fundraising event. So we were sewing for 24 hours to raise money for Mind, which is a charity in the UK which helps lots of people who are struggling with stress and depression. So it's a really, really good cause. So yeah, what was it like? What was my experience of joining in with this event? So when I had decided to leave my job, which I talked about in the previous episode, if you haven't seen that, when I decided to leave my job and focus on Stash Hub and working in the sewing community, the very same day that I resigned, I got a message from Alma, who was organising the Big Sew-Off, to ask if I would like to participate in person at the London hub. And I just saw that as like a sign that I was doing the right thing. So it was really exciting that I, in deciding to leave my job, would be in a position that I could join in with things like this. So yeah, that was really exciting. So the event was organised by Sew Over It, the pattern company, which I'm sure most of you have heard of, and the team did a really good job of organising it. I think Alma was the main coordinator, and she's amazing. She did a great job. She's Almita Made on Instagram, so I will put a link to her if you're not already following her sort of personal sewing account on Instagram, because she makes really fun stuff as well. Like, she does some really good recreations and lots of purple and pink things. So yeah, she's really fun. So we managed to hit our fundraising target, which was £10,000, and we met that quite near the end of the 24-hour sewing period, which was really nice, because I think if we'd met it too early, we would have been like, oh, maybe we'd just go to bed now. But then it would have been worse if we hadn't met the goal, because then we would have been a bit sad. But yeah, we absolutely smashed it. We're at the time of recording this, we've raised over £12,000, which is really amazing. And I had a personal fundraising goal of £500, which I met. So I'm really grateful to all of my friends and family and the sewing community who donated to the overall thing, and through my link as well. It was just really encouraging to see the donations coming in through the night, especially at points when we were kind of flagging. There was actually a certain point in the night where we were I think it was about £20 off of 9,000, and I think this was around 2 a.m. I think, and we were like, oh, come on, please, everyone, we need one more donation and then we'll get to £9,000. And then a donation came in and we were like, yeah, new donation. And then we checked the total and it was £8,999. So we were still £1 off of the 9,000. And I was like, why would you do this? Who's done this to us? And then it turned out that someone had donated in a different currency. I think it was a donation from someone in US dollars. And so then I felt a bit bad and I was like, I'm very sorry. We really appreciate your donation. But now please, someone else needs to help us get to 9,000. But yeah, it was really funny, and it was really good to have the group there to sort of keep spurring each other on and celebrating as all the donations came in. So as well as raising money for Mind, everything that we sewed on the night was donated to Give Your Best. So if you haven't heard of that, it's sort of Vinted or Depop, a secondhand selling platform, but the buyers are refugees and asylum seekers, so they have the ability to choose what they want, and then you send it to them for free. So it's better than donating stuff to a charity shop, because you know that someone's actually got it and that they actually want it. So that's a really good way to help people in need. So I've donated a few things through Give Your Best in the past, and I think since then they've really expanded and it's on an app now. So Jemima, who was from Sew Over It London, she did a really good job of taking photos of everything that people had made and uploading them to the Give Your Best platform, and stuff it becomes like available to claim immediately. So it was really exciting to see things that we'd make get claimed in real time. So it was like, oh yeah, that dress that you finished like 2 hours ago, that's gone. Somebody wants that. So that was really nice and really rewarding as well. And that kind of spurred me on to like keep sewing and like make as many things as I could. So I personally was there from 6 p.m. till 10 a.m. at the new craft house in London. So that was a total of 16 hours, and I basically sewed solidly for that whole time. I didn't take a nap. I didn't have any tea or coffee because controversially I do not like either. I think tea tastes like horrible, like it tastes of the colour brown. It's just like wet leaf water and it's disgusting, and no one convinced me otherwise. And yeah, coffee I just don't really like either. I just don't think hot drinks are like refreshing, and I think like too much milk is not a good situation for me, and hot water tastes gross. So yeah, tea, coffee out of the equation for me. So yeah, I was very impressed with myself that I managed to stay up actually. And during that time I managed to finish 5 whole projects, which is more than I usually sew in like a whole month. So that was really good. So I started off by finishing my Heyday Dungarees. So I'll put in pictures of everything I finished because obviously everything's been donated, so I don't have anything physically to show you. But yeah, so if you've been following me on Instagram, probably just on stories, you'll know about these dungarees and how they were just a cursed project. Everyone's had these types of projects anyway. They just didn't fit me at all, and I had these various kind of ideas like that I could make it into a pinafore dress, or then I decided I would cut the legs off and try and put different legs on to see if that would fit me better, like in the rise and everything. But yeah, I just sort of didn't get round to it, and I thought, well, I've already done most of the work on these. Like, all I needed to do was to hem them and put the back pockets on. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna finish these and donate them, and then they're like out of my life. And then the extra legs that I cut, I could make into trousers, so then I still get to use the fabric, which was from the sewing swap that I went to in January. So that was the first one, and that one I decided that I would, because originally I was like, well, I'll do this late in the night when I'm feeling more tired and I don't want to concentrate on instructions. But then after Jemima was saying, oh, everything's been claimed, we've got nothing live on Give Your Best at the moment, I was like, oh, I need to finish this project so that we've got something to be claimed. And then I decided to make the Tilly and the Buttons Esti top, which I haven't made before. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to test it out. And I tried it on, but just over my dress, just to see if it would vaguely fit me. So I think that the Esti will fit me, and it's quite a good speedy project and a good scrap buster as well. So the fabric that I used was a remnant left from a different top that I made. So that was a good one as well. I kind of bashed that out. And then through the night, I made 2 baby dresses. So I made 2 dresses the same, and it was so cute to see them like next to each other, and I was just imagining like little like 1-year-old twins wearing them. I thought that would be so cute. Those will be part of the Project Dress a Girl challenge. So I spoke to Mary about it, and because that fabric that I'd chosen had writing on, so it says like my teddy bear, my best friend, around all the teddies, which is so cute. But actually one of the rules in Project Dress a Girl is that you can't have text on your fabric, you can't have any writing. But she did say that if you donate the fabric to like a different charity that doesn't have such restrictions, then they can still be part of the challenge. So that was a relief. That was really good. So that motivated me to finish up these baby dresses. And they were both claimed as well on Give Your Best, so that was really sweet. So now I can imagine a little baby would be wearing those. And then the final push was to finish the April dress by Forget Me Not Patterns. So the picture doesn't really show it off brilliantly, but it's got this wavy seam which is kind of at the dropped waist. So yeah, I found that last one the hardest. Like, I was just getting really tired, and especially by like 7 a.m. I was just like, oh, I was absolutely flagging. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I managed to finish that so that somebody can wear that. And I'm actually quite excited to make an April dress for myself now. So I think I probably won't make the drop waist version for myself. So in the illustration with the gathered skirt version, they style it with the belt on the waist, and then they've got the wavy drop waist. But I think I might just take out like 3 inches of the bodice to have the wavy waist kind of at my waist, so I can then just wear it like boxy and like really show off the wavy waist seam. And my plan for that is to use like 2 like sort of coordinating but different fabrics, so you can really see the detail of that wavy seam. So yeah, that's everything that I made. I only had one plan that I brought with me and didn't make, and that was the April top. And the reason I didn't do that one was because there were details in it that I thought would take me longer and require more like focus and attention, like, so it's got a like bias bound neck and armholes, and that takes me ages to sew bias binding, and I really wanted the things that I made to be like high enough quality to donate, because people would actually going to be wearing them, and I feel like when you're sewing, your standards are always a bit higher when you're sewing for somebody else rather than for myself, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I can live with that, I know what I can live with, but I think for other people it's more, you've got to strive for better, or I do anyway. So yeah, the April top has got the bias binding, and there's also like a narrow hem on the ruffles as well. So I thought that would just be a bit more fiddly. So I still got that project cut out, so I probably will make it up for, well, maybe I'll donate it, maybe I'll make it for myself. I haven't decided yet. It probably depends how it turns out. But yeah, it is a really nice project, so I might be tempted to keep it for myself. But yeah, it was really, really rewarding, and it was really like good atmosphere as well. So we did an Instagram live every hour. So that was coordinated by Alma, and there was also a YouTube live stream which Jemima was running, and that just went like constantly the whole time. So that was really good to interact with people, and in the lives we also connected with like different hubs across the country. So there was Janine, who's Ubot on Instagram. She made this incredible jacket, which was a really like bold project to do like in the night. I thought we were really impressed with that. And then there were other sewing hubs like in Bristol, like Guthrie and Garney. I think they made loads of little children's leggings that they're going to donate locally. And there was also So Confident, and one of the hubs, I think it might have been the Dunfermline hub, they made like 60 pairs of like pajama bottoms or lounge pants. So that, yeah, they had clearly a proper factory setup going on there. But yeah, it was really good to hear about everyone else joining in and to have the solidarity with everyone else who was up sewing all night. So in person, who was there? So there was me, so overnight there was me, there was Sandeep, who runs System in Tarka, there was Emma, who runs Studio 77, and she was an absolute like powerhouse. She sewed like, I don't know, like 7 bags or something. And yeah, I feel like Emma might be able to like tempt me into bag making. It's not something I've ever done before. But yeah, she just like made it look so easy, just like smashing through all of these things, like purses with like card slots and everything. It was really, really impressive. So yeah, I'll link to everyone below. And then as I've mentioned, there was Alma and Jemima from Sew Over at London. There was also Lisa Comfort was there, and Rosie, who's now kind of running Sew Over It now that Lisa's taking a step back from the business. And then there were other people who were there through the day. So I did miss quite a lot of people by not being there in the day, but yeah, it was great to be there overnight. It was like a big sewing sleepover. So it was really, really exciting, and quite mostly everyone changed into their like handmade pajamas at a certain point in the night. Which made me quite jealous because I actually don't have any nice pajamas. I've got my like matching sort of sweater knit loungewear set, but it was really, really hot yesterday. So yeah, that wasn't the day to be bringing that. And then all of my like pajamas are like kind of old and ratty, and I'm a bit like, oh, no one will ever see them. So what's the point of putting hours into making some really nice pajamas? But now I'm like, maybe if I like do this next year, or like, I don't know, go to any sewing sleepover events, or like, you know, the workshops that go over a few days, what do they call them, like sewing retreats. Maybe I do need at least one pair of like nice me-made pajamas. So yeah, let me know if your favourite pajama patterns, and like what should I make if I am gonna, yeah, get some nice pajamas. Yeah, so I also did see Jess in the evening from So What If I Sew. So I've never met her in real life, and then I meet her like 2 times in basically a week. So that was really fun. And I also saw Narissa. She was working on her like Prada style boots and her outfits for the Goodwood revival. So that was quite cool to see what she was working on. And Mani was there from Sewing Bee. I think there were quite a lot of bees there and at the other hubs through the country as well. So yeah, it's just really good like how everyone was getting involved. So yeah, that was my experience of the big sew off. It was just such a positive experience. So yeah, I definitely, if you get the opportunity, if they do end up running it next year, I don't want to put pressure on the Sew Over It team because they're definitely still recovering because it was a lot of work to set it all up. But if they do it again, I would definitely recommend getting involved because it was really, really fun. And they even managed to get a reel that Sarah Pascoe, who's the host on the Sewing Bee, that she made, which was really exciting. And she did a sewists, you have 24 hours like they do on the Sewing Bee. So yeah, it was just like, I think literally everyone from the community did something, like even if they couldn't sew and join in, they did like a post to promote it. So yeah, it was really, really good to see everyone come together and to raise so much money as well. So the fundraiser is still open currently. I think it's going to be open for at least another week. So yeah, I'll put the link in the description of this video if you weren't able to get involved and you fancy making a donation to Mind. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, I kind of feel like I need like a little break from sewing, but also, I don't know, I'm feeling quite inspired now. So we'll see. I'll check next video. I'll check in with you on what I've been making. And yeah, also I just wanted to thank you that I'm now over 1,000 subscribers since I kind of relaunched my channel. I think I'd been like near there already, and then yeah, relaunching, I think I've got a few new people that have discovered the channel. So thank you so much if you have subscribed. If you're new here, then yeah, please do subscribe and throw a like on this video as a thumbs up for my great work that I've done. At a certain point in the night, we had we were all feeling quite stiff, so we were doing some yoga together, and then on the video they were saying just pat yourself, like to wake up your muscles, and the patting ourselves on the back bit was quite nice for like, you know, we were celebrating our own hard work, like yes, another project done. So yeah, that was a little tangent. I just had flashbacks to that for some reason. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye.